Well, hello, YouTube world. Yes, it's Coach Jay coming to you. I know I'm a Johnny come late to the YouTube community, but guess what? I'm here. I'm on the scene. I am on the scene, and I'll be coming to you uh, talking about finances. Finances. And I will tell you straight up, this is geared toward people who look like me. It's not to exclude anyone because the principles are the same. But I want to reach back to my people, Black Americans in America, to be able to give them some financial transformational tools to be able to use to have generational wealth started if you don't already have it. I was reading a survey a couple of years ago, and it just broke my heart. It said in the year of 2054 that the black net worth will be zero to minus. That's sad. That's 30 years away. That is actually 3 decades away. My oldest grandbaby will be 37 at that point. And I was like, man, I got to get this information out. I am not Johnny come lately to the financial space. I've been talking finances for many decades, one-on-one with folks at the knowledge that I had at the time. But now it's progressed to the point where I think it's at a level where I can help others and to reach back to my people, not just everyone, but to reach back to my people and to be able to bring them along because other folks, they sit around a dinner table and they talk about it every night. Other cultures, um, other cultures, they got it set up. They may not talk about it, but they got systems set up where as soon as that baby is born, they are already multimillionaires because they want to continue a family legacy of wealth and not just being in a grind all the time. And if you want to jump off the and jump off the wheel, that treadmill, just you're going nowhere, but you keep spinning. You can, or as you can shift, or you can go out here and say, you know what, I got enough resources sitting over here as a safety net because of the family generational line of money, of wealth, that I can jump over here and get outside of the traditional stuff, and I can now do what I am called to do in life. Jeff Bezos said it like this. He said, you can have a job, you can have a career, or you can have a calling. He said, if you operate in your calling, you have hit the jackpot in life because that's the big deal. I was like, oh, that's so good. But how many of us are working on jobs? We're able to go to college now and graduate college, but you got student loan debt. So you got that hanging over your head. Now and you got to, everybody said you got to get a house. Okay, so you go get this mortgage that's too expensive for you at this particular time, and then you're paying PMI, private mortgage insurance that doesn't benefit you at all. And then you got the phantom cost of having a home. It's not just enough to be able to pay the mortgage. Now you got to pay for everything that goes on with that house. Think about it. But we get caught up in that cycle. And then we got to have the vehicle. Of course, we got to have the vehicle that matches the house. Oh, we got to have two of them because you're married. Oh, maybe we got to have three because, we got to let the boys know we balling. And now you're overextended and you're miserable. You're not even able to build wealth. So I am going to be talking about building wealth through the financial space of investing in retirement accounts, brokerage accounts, 529s for the children, or even for yourself. It's not just limited for the children. Uh, that's the college investment tool. I like the 529 versus some of the other ones. So those are the basic ones, but I wanted to be able to set the stage that we can change this survey that's been put out already. We're already lagging behind. We're the last ones on the totem pole for network as far as the culture groups in America. But we have over $1 trillion a year of purchasing power. We spend over $1 trillion a year with purchases. I have no problem with making purchases, but I have an issue if we're not taking the measures of investing in our future, because what if you live to you 85 years old? Are we going to do the black tax where your children, now they have to take care of you? That's a burden on your children now. They can't even really get married and have children because they got to take care of parents, because parents live life to the max but didn't invest in their future. Didn't even think about, what if I live until I'm 100? I retired from the military in 2008, October 2008. That was my official retirement date. 22 years, and I think it's like 4 months. I retired. I am financially free. I don't go to work. I don't have to go to work to support my lifestyle. And I'm not going to be able to take a trip to Dubai every other month, but I don't have to go to work to take care of the basic necessities. Matter of fact, our house is paid off. Everything is paid off. I don't go to work for money. Even when I had a mortgage, we just paid the house off a couple of years ago. Even when I had a mortgage, I did not go to work to pay one day of that mortgage, 1 month. Did not, because my military retirement, my VA compensation, my combat related service connection compensation paid that. That's all I knew at the time. That was 15 years ago. Now I've come into this space of all this free information. And even with investing in different accounts, it used to be where you had to start off with $10,000 or $5,000 or $3,000. You can start off with $1 in some investments that are really good, like index funds. And we'll go through all of the difference between an index fund versus an active managed mutual fund. And you can just pick and choose. I'm not telling you what to do, because this is just for educational purposes. I'm not a financial advisor. I just want to be your coach and coach you along and encourage you. That's what a coach does. I want you to go back and look at the film and to be able to say, you know what, let me go back and look at that and see if what he's saying is correct, or see how I can improve upon my wealth building. So once again, my motive for getting on this YouTube, because everything that you're going to hear, it's already been said. There's nothing new, unless the law change, and I'm the first one to talk about it. Like the Secure Act 2.0, it just there's different provisions for each year it goes into effect. Some started right away in 2022 when President Biden signed it in December of 2002. Some things went into effect right that year. Other things went into effect the next year, and now stuff go all the way up, I think, until 2027, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, you can Google that document and just read it. So my plan is to be able to get you some information so you can go back now and research and get greater information and then apply it. Just apply the information. That's my objective for getting on YouTube. I'm not getting on here for a popularity contest. I'm not on any other social media. I just started this today because my CPA actually told me, she said, George, you need to start a business because your taxes, even though I maxed out on my 401k at work to drop me below a certain tax bracket, she said, you need to start a business. So here I am. But it's twofold. It's to make sure you get some information to challenge you to change, to transform your mind about wealth. Some people say, well, I'm just living for today. Okay, what happens when you live until you're 90? Is that black tax going to be passed for your children to pay to take care of you? Google black tax. Google black tax. It started in Africa. It was for, no, yeah, let me give it to you. So basically it started where family members who have achieved a certain level of success and prosperity, the family now looks to them to take care of them. It shouldn't be that way. No problem. I love giving. I love helping. But for me to feel like I got to, because you didn't take the time to do what I'm doing, and it doesn't take much, especially if you start young, to invest in yourselves through these different vehicles that I will be mentioning here in a little bit. I already mentioned one with the 401k at work. Pretty much every job has a 401k that you can invest in, and then they gave you free money. It's called a company match. Safe harbor. But when we choose to spend Nike, see Nike? But guess what? Actually, this was given to me. I'm not into all that. I have no problem with it if that's what you want to do. But make sure you got this other stuff taken care of. You got the Grow the Gap Fund. We'll talk about that. You got your max, as much as you can, or contributing something to your future self, which is between your 401k plan and your IRAs, individual retirement arrangements. People say account, but when you look at the tax code, it says arrangement. So we're going to go with what it is. Individual retirement arrangement. Because this is an arrangement for you to individually retire. That's good right there. So anyway, so this is my motive. I'm going to just do a 15-minute segment today. And then as we move forward, I just want you to get the information. There's a gentleman, and he said, go back and prove what I'm saying is either correct or incorrect. So I'm not going to give you something far-fetched. I've lived through most of this stuff, pretty much all this stuff that I'm going to be sharing, even with some of the mistakes because the lack of knowledge, starting late. I didn't really start into it really until about 45. I'm 55 right now as of today, 2024, February. It's still February. Yes, it's still February. I got a birthday next month. Be 56. But I wanted to, this is the kicker here. When my first grandbaby was born, and I had no idea about 401ks because I'm military, retired military. At the time when I got out, they were just introducing, it's called a TSP. It's basically a 401k for the government side, government employees. And I said, it was too late for me because I was getting ready to get out. So when I got to my company, and I drive a school bus. I'm not a school bus driver. I drive a school bus. A lot of times we like to take those titles. Oh, I'm pastor. Okay. You serve in the office of pastor. Anyway, I am not a school bus driver. I drive a school bus. I transport people. Over 100 and some people every day on my big bus. And it's bus number 3. There's something significant in 3. And I keep it immaculate, smelling good, looking good inside, outside. Because it's all about excellence. Let me go ahead and tell you straight up, and we got 45 seconds. Investing should not be an option. It should be the standard. Just like excellence is not an option, it's the standard. It's not the exception, it's the standard. And once we transform our minds to know that I need to be able to live life without the black taxing my children, my grandchildren, it'll change your trajectory in life. Because now I got to make this happen. So I'm going to stop right now. I'm going to give this to you. We'll come back each week, once a week. Talk to you later.